waves between our hands, all of you in a space full of sounds, in the shade and in the light. You were called oxochrome, the one who captures color. I, chromophore, the one who gives color. You are all the combinations of numbers, life. My wish is to understand lines, form, shades, movement. You fulfill, and I receive. Your word travels the entirety of space and reaches my cells, which are my stars, then goes to yours, which are my light. Diego, nothing compares to your hands, nothing like the green gold of your eyes. My body is filled with you for days and days. You are the mirror of the night, the violent flash of lightning, the dampness of the earth. The hollow of your armpits is my shelter. My fingers touch your blood. All my joy is to feel life spring from your flower fountain, that mine keeps to fill all the paths of my nerves, which are yours. Diego, truth is so great that I wouldn't like to speak, or sleep, or listen, or love. To feel myself trapped with no fear of blood, outside time and magic, within your own fear and your great anguish, and within the very beating of your heart. All this madness. If I asked it of you, I know in your silence there would be only confusion. I ask you for violence in the nonsense, and you give me grace, your light and your warmth. I'd like to paint you, but there are no colors, because there are so many in my confusion, the tangible form of my great love.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Tonight is a very good night tonight. Everything night is a good night, I guess, for some. Some, our hearts go out to you in this time. Hello, everybody, welcome for coming in here. Later on, we'll have Andreas Alvarez coming up. We have a little bit of a glitch issue, but it should be hopefully working itself at the moment right now. How is everybody doing tonight? That'd be a great thing to start out with. And I appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate, this being able to do this and hang out with my friends and, create as we go along and show people different parts of artists in Sacramento and artists from everywhere. Whenever, whoever wants to come up here and, be interviewed and stuff, that's great because I think we need to show what we can do out there in this time, and everybody's inside and doing their thing. Hello, Gianna and Matt and Colleen. That's what I can see right now. That's what I can see on the thing right now. So, like I said, we have a little bit of a we get Andreas up here. He's going to talk about his art, his photography, and what he does, to in this time right now. And it is a beautiful night out there. You can see it You can't really go do much with it, but I think that's kind of why we're here. This is a virtual lounge, a virtual get together. We're gonna have a lot of poetry tonight and a lot of different kind of music tonight. So let's just play a song. Hello, hello, Sarah. How you doing? Also, Sarah does some great masks. So we have a couple masks that we bought from Sarah, and they're really good. So this is the one. Let's go down the line. Hello, and then we have hey and ho and Sarah. So we made these little comments too that I can do for you guys too. And see, I love you all. So that's one right now. And soon we'll have Mr. Andreas up soon. So bear with us. And we're going to go to something a little bit El Sonido de la Vida. And we will be back with Andreas after this. So just chill out. Here's your drink. Sorry. My ritual. Mezcal. Gracias para todos y gracias a la vida. Te amo a todos. Let's sit here and heal ourselves with a big virtual hug. I see you, Andreas. I see you. Love to everybody.
Descanso del silencio, buscando mi sonido, frecuencias digitales, secuencias invertidas, latidos supersónicos, corazón expansivo.
Salud, Daniel. Before we start that, we're gonna go to Andreas. So Andreas is I've known him for a while. Even forgot where I met him. Probably some brown event, some Mexican thing or something like that. I don't know. We're probably related in this point in California. Um, but he's a cool guy, nice guy. And I would like to extend the invitation to any other artist or anybody actually. Musicians, artists, so we can show people what you have to offer. But if you're struggling, if you need some help selling your art, it's up to us artists to make this world a beautiful world. That's what I believe, and I know that everybody on here is a beautiful person and great energy, and I always talk about that. That's what I believe in, energy wise. And come up here and we can talk and show us what you're doing and show us, whatever you want to talk about, because this is an open forum of, I don't have any questions for anybody. It just goes with the flow. And I would love to interview more artists, poets, anybody that's going to that will put something out there. Next Friday we have, on Feelings Friday we have Melissa, who's always the co-host, Panel, who's a great life coach, awesome person, and we have my friend Omar, beautiful soul. So if you like beautiful souls, you like to be safe, you like to hug people, we are huggers here. Well, in that sense. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Andreas, and we've been having a little bit of these problems, but it all works out, right? So here it goes. Without further ado, Andy. Andreas, sorry, not Andy.
I haven't heard that since I was a kid.
That's right.
Hey, Ruben. Sorry about that, man. We got to
Oh.
figure it out. Everything's good.
That's why I have my mezcal, just in case,
Yeah.
stuff like happens. I'm like, well, we'll go there. How's it going over there?
It's going good. You have your mezcal, and I have my brown sugar.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I know this is kind of hard, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How's that?
Oh, man, that's a big
I
question.
know it is a question.
Well, I guess we'll keep it we'll keep it general, personal stuff, I guess, and maybe go into the art. So, personal stuff, came to Sacramento in 2003. Some stuff about art. I started taking photographs in 2009. That's when I discovered photography. And my goal then was to just build on that. And hey, Raquel, what's up, Jude? Hey. And then in 2016, I took a big turn in life and went back to school to learn to study art and to study things outside of photography. And I've been painting ever since. That's a very quick, just kind of general thing.
I don't think that's a washman. I think that's some sort of. Tell them how you do your art, how you rewash it and then wash it again, and then make sure the cycle's good because you want it to be, looking like it's antique but timeless too. And that's what I'm getting from the.
That's how I clear my mind.
Yeah.
I wash away the things.
Yes. Matt said brown sugar is a good beer and strong.
Yeah, man knows what's up with beer. Nice.
And
That's a very quick bio, man. You know how I feel about personal stuff like that. It's just awkward. But I'm open to questions, though. So if you want to know more, feel free to ask a question.
We have I think a blank one. Oh, where is that blank one at? Oh, there you go. Right here. Oh, Bridget.
Bridget, it's being a mystery. Hey,
What is
Bridget.
that? I don't know what that means. I like it. But
A blank canvas. That's what she means.
So I started using these banners, so they're not very what do you call it? Sophisticated quite yet. Any questions without a question mark, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, hello. Oh, hey, Marcy. We have Marcy all the way from New York. Hope you guys are doing great. I mean, great.
Yeah, she's safe.
Our heart goes out to you guys, actually, from California to New York, and we hope that you get everything, under control, I guess, or get better out there. And I'm sure it is rough out there too. So we do love New York. We love you guys out there. So we are with you in solidarity, California. We have you. Okay. Nice running. Sarah, those are good friends. So.
Yeah, that's fine, man. You have a lot of things.
Oh, let me take off this any questions part real quick here. I'm not the best right here. Okay. So back to you. Tell me something.
Great question.
Yes.
I guess just talk about some of the stuff behind me. The large painting was a Picasso-inspired painting, and that was done at a show that was curated by Manuel Fernando Rios at the Access Gallery, and the show was called What is Chicano Art? And so that was the focus on the kids that were detained in the cages, using the inspiration of Picasso and his image of Guernica. The picture here, here.
Yeah.
Right, it's a little different. It's a picture of my son and I cooking together, and it's the interplay of sort of me cooking, but then also resorting to nostalgia while he's trying to sort of imitate me, feeling like he's a grown man. So there's a play with that. and what he's doing is mixing beans. He's cleaning beans, I mean. And then there's an image over here. Sorry, I gotta get used to this. This one right here, and that one, it started from an image, and then it just kind of rolled into that. And so I'm sure there's a lot of things going on there. I'm sure there's a lot of me and my son in there, but I haven't sat down with it. I haven't sat down with it yet to think about it long enough. So I'm not. No, I just got to do a little bit more. But it's very different though, for sure.
Yeah, and we have a question from Bridget, real quick, too, for you.
Why not your paintings? Oh, nice question, Bridget. So I do photograph a lot in black and white. There's something about black and white eliciting sort of more emotions. I know there's I listened to a podcast, not a podcast, but a YouTube video recently of Graciela Iturbide, and she quoted, I think it was Octavio Paz, saying that black and white was more real. It was more about reality, and I think what I agree with that is that with color, there's so much to observe. There's so much you can relate to it. When you strip that away, you start focusing on more about the forms, about the content and the image and the subject matter. And for me, that's sort of my focus. So that's where, I've always been interested in black and white. Plus, the first photographer that I really admired was Henri Cartier-Bresson, and he, this was somebody who photographed in the 1930s, and he was all black and white because that's what was available during that time, and that resonated with me right away. As far as painting in black and white, I have thought about that. I know Picasso has a whole series of black and white images and paintings. I mean, and I've thought about exploring that, but I just haven't done it yet. Like so many ideas, right? The ideas are there, but you got to put them to paper and start working on them. So I have thought about that though. So thanks for the question, Bridget.
We have a statement here.
Oh, thank you. How do you pronounce the name? Is it Jode? Sorry. I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you.
And then Sarah wants to see the big one up close.
Oh,
It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'll send you an image. Send me a messenger, a DM, and then I'll send you the image so you can see it.
And we can also, let me put Andreas's real quick. His Instagram handle is Andreas Ideas, right?
Yeah. So anything I do, I mean, I treat the Instagram page as a sort of, it's very much an open diary.
Jude.
Oh, Jude, thank you. Thank you. I saw that. Thank you, Jude. So I do treat my Instagram page as an open diary. And you'll see a lot of stuff there. I may not share a lot of personal stuff, like as far as, maybe text, but you'll see it in the images. You'll see it in some of the paintings, some of the drawings. It's there. You won't see a lot of pictures of me though. I really show my image, so this is me unmasked. If you do see pictures of me, it's usually with a mask on of El Santo. This one right here.
You're being called out right now. Good, I love it.
Yeah, my one of only a few greatest professors I've ever had.
And an awesome person though too.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, yeah, she's awesome. Thank you, Joya. Yeah.
Oh, good, because I always, Joy is an awesome person. I love, I love everybody actually, but I do, she's a great person.
Yeah.
Always have a great, just she has good energy.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask, what's that?
Oh, so we all need good mentors in our life, and she's definitely one of them.
Yes. So if you want to take a class, where?
Several classes, yeah. I took several with Joya, and this is why these things are here, because of her and two other professors.
Where does she teach at?
Sacramento City College. One of her great, and then little shout out to her and to Sac City. One of her greatest classes is color theory. And if you haven't taken that class, you need to take it. It only happens in the springtime, so I waited a year to take it, and I'm glad I did.
Well, good. Sorry. So, Rebecca, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola,
And,
Rebecca.
and she is a illustrator too. I've seen her her outfits out there too.
Oh, nice.
Jude is an awesome musician. So that's just so you know. But
Hey,
also an awesome person too.
little music joke. Hey, Jude.
Yeah. So I have another question. How good do you dance? That's my interpretation. So.
That's yeah, or the mezcal talking.
That's right. We're switching now to yes.
Yeah. Do we ever flip your paintings? I think I've done that on a few, but I think one trick that helps, as far as if the question is about like looking at the work differently, and I agree with Bridget. Heck yeah. I do photograph the work, and I do play with it in black and white to just look at the tones. And then maybe sometimes in the image, I'll flip it upside down and rotate it, and then that helps me see the tones and what's working and what's not. But never really physically turning it, because I mean, there's no room. This is my corner space right here. These two friends of mine here, W and D. There's not a lot of room to do that, so it's usually the phone that helps me do that. Thanks for the question, Bridget.
So I know that you were I'm pushing you out of your comfort zone, right? We said yesterday. You were afraid to come up here. I was like, don't. Remember I gave you a big hug. I'm like, Andreas, just you can do it, dude. Remember that?
A socially distant hug.
I have faith in you. No, but I'm glad. I'm thank you for coming on right now. And doing this. And like I said, right now, this is a safe spot for everybody to hang out with, and it's like what do you call it? A virtual lounge, a get together, a gathering, social gathering for us to talk. And if anybody out there, like I said, the original part of the show was to get people out there who were up and having a bad day or whatever the case may be. We're here for you. If you have any questions, besides that, this is what we're here for. So we're going to go to a song, which is, it's interesting because I was talking to Andreas. It's a photographer, and I'll give you all the information too, who was out there taking pictures, and someone who recorded sound. And what they did was to let these sounds out there so people could remix the songs. And you'll hear a lot so we're going to take you, because we can go anywhere now we want to. We don't need to be here in a physical space anymore. We'll let our imagination take away today. But right now we're going to go to France. So give me 1 second here. I still don't have the full. Oh, we're in a car far away. Let's have a drink.
That's how Mountain Valley sound.
Right.
Avant, j'avais un frigo au gaz dans.
Thank you for coming out, guys. Women, ladies, everybody.
Et puis un jour, il y a eu le feu dans le fourgon, en roulant.
We'll be back with Andreas.
Sur la route, et puis ma compagne m'a dit qu'il y avait des flammes à l'arrière du camion. J'ai approché des flammes, et puis ça a explosé tout le long. Il y a eu des grandes flammes bleues, j'étais brûlé. Second degré, puis le camion est complètement pris. Et après, il semblerait que le frigo au gaz, en principe, il faut l'arrêter.
Performance dance.
Au gaz.
Nice.
Puis on a pu le piller, il y a dû y avoir une fuite de gaz. Et ça prenait feu.
There you go.
Waiting for
Still
that
there.
face to drop again. Waiting for that face to drop.
You're still there. We're hanging out. We're talking. Well, that was a little bit of a, what do you call it, a journey within, reaching out within and out of everybody, searching for our souls, feeling our love, right? Are you feeling it, Andres? Is everybody feeling it out there?
That was
We
good.
love you. That is our number one thing. Or Walter Mercado used to say, mucho, mucho amor, and then we bring it out to you.
I forgot. I left my what are they called? Sequence. I left my
Right.
jacket in the closet.
See? There you go. And how's everybody doing out there? Like I said, there is a couple people that I missed up here real quick. I missed Drew, who's another awesome person. We had another question for you real quick. So I want to get back to Marcia real quick because she is. I met her at where I work at, and she's a great bartender. I'm very proud of her what she's done in New York and stuff like that. I know that it's crazy over there. And like I said, our hearts are out for everybody, workers here in Sacramento, everybody, all over the United States that are, trying to help, the workers in the grocery stores, everybody out there. There's a big list. And I would hate to leave anybody out, but we appreciate what you're doing, and we really do. And we will send the love back to you at some point, right now, as much as we can to do so. Rachel's here too.
Rachel, hey Rachel.
Yeah. So you got a quite few of a cast here tonight.
Yeah.
So
Rachel's
what made you more afraid of coming out here and doing this tonight? Let's get down to the real stuff.
Ooh, wow.
Feelings. This is what I do. I do feelings. So let's go on.
Dang. Yeah. Well, there's one thing to be to be vulnerable with images, and then there's one thing to be vulnerable with words, and that's where I'm at, and that was the tough part, to be able to talk about myself and the work that I do, because I'm behind the lens, I'm not in front of it, I'm behind the canvas, not in front of it, and so I told myself, well, if you really want to dig deeper in whatever that is, then you need to do things like this, right? You need to throw yourself in the fire, and then just grow from that. And I've done that for a lot of my life, and it's just another little challenge to do that, to grow. Plus, Ruben, you're a great person, man. So I want to support what you're doing. I think when I saw you doing this, I was actually surprised in how comforting it was. Because we all kind of stopped seeing each other for a while. And even those little moments that we saw each other, it became even more valuable. And so when I first heard the show, I just kind of was like, wow, this feels really nice. And if I can contribute that sort of feeling to somebody else, well, then that's another little bonus to this experience. Yeah. So
thank you.
Answer.
It's funny because the first time I was telling you about this, I just got on the air and like, hey, how's everybody doing? Because at that point, I think it was kind of more of a darkness, uncertainty, and I think we're getting adjusted to what we're doing right now. But it was really, knowing no one knew out there, and that's kind of I wanted to see that person because I started at 11 o'clock at night because I know that I can't sleep. You know, if I get depressed, I'm not a sleeper. I'm not one that goes to sleep. And I'm also love to talk to people. So, like I said, if anybody's out there who needs to talk, I'm, DM me. I'll give you my number. We can talk. And that's what the whole nexus of this whole. I mean, that's a big word for me. So that was the beginning, And then I was like, well, why don't I get other people that have good energy? And because like I said, I believe in the core of everything, art's energy, everything that you put in your hands and, that you make, that you do, is energy. And why not showcase the worth of an artist right now too? And also the worth of people in general, And the only reason I say artist because, like Gio says, like, we want to showcase what we have around us because at this point in time, today I spoke to a AAA guy that came out. It's my first time I saw a person in I think a month now, maybe a month, maybe one person. It was really weird. I had a conversation with a human being, and being a social person that I am, it was nice. But then I started realizing like the little things that we all took for granted, so to speak. And now even walking into a convenience store, just these little things. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna love doing all this stuff. Too bad it took me this long to figure it out. But and I also know that there's people that have different levels of anxieties, different comforts, and different parts that are financial, and so it's also, you have to be mindful of not being like, oh, everything's gonna be great when some person is struggling right now or suffering right now. So, and that's what we came out here for. But I do believe, like we talked about this before, is that it's up to us artists to show people what they have kind of almost took us for granted, so to speak, and not in a bad way.
This is a reminder of the value. For sure.
Yeah, and the value of artists out there, when everybody, I've had this discussion before with people who are, financial people. I'm like, yeah, but you don't get the true value of artists. It's all around you. And now, when someone said you're playing a game, you're reading a book, you're, what's getting you through this is art. And I love the fact that I'm seeing everybody posting their videos, or they're cooking and they're doing all this stuff now that they probably, we all should have done. We just didn't have time to do it. So there's a really beauty in this whole chaos. So I hope, like I said, I don't want to be ingenuine or minimize anybody's pain, because I think we're all out here just to bring comfort to each other. And I think that's, basically a virtual hug to each other, just, to know that, we're all going through the same, but yet a little bit different experiences.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine anybody socially distancing without any sort of art?
Yeah, I know.
Terrible.
So, yay, Bridget, yes.
You understand?
So, yeah, and yeah, thanks, Drew. Drew is he's a distributor. So I mean, I would say a rep. I don't know. What would you call yourself, Drew? But he's an awesome person, because he does, as far as my going to Oaxaca and Mexico and learning about all the artwork that people do. And mezcal, his company sells the what we call the responsible mezcal, which he knows that the people that are going to get it, who actually do it, it goes back into the community. And there's a big issue about that right now, but the people of Mexico that, the people that Drew is representing, is really doing a great job. And they have some really good mezcal. I have one right here, a bottle right here, 2 bottles. But I know that they're the people and the community is gonna get it. So, oh, hold on, let me see. He said a purveyor of rad spirits. Yes.
Well, I can tell he's rad by that image.
Yeah. So, hello, Lisa. We have our friend from Portland. So we have a lot of people from everywhere, and
National.
Lisa, we love you too. I love you too. You know that. I've known Lisa for a long time, and we used to be new wave buddies together, going to clubs. Back in the day, it was hard to be a Mexican goth new waver, by the way.
Oh man.
But but I made it. We made it. No. So we're gonna play another song, go into another one, and then we'll come back with talk about a little more.
Repeat.
We'll do something else. No.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Okay, well, we're back in the groove. Let's have a drink. Let's hang out. A gathering, a bar, a lounge. We love you.
I've been staying strong on my feet, keeping my heels below my knees, but I can't help feeling weak. Every day I wake up, it's harder to breathe. And we've been on the same grid, but you feel so distant. Is the distance that's killing my vision? I can't see a way making it through this. So tell me you feel the same. Can we just skip to the end? I just wanna feel again. I think we've been moving too fast. I just wanna relax. I just wanna relapse. Just wanna think we've been moving too fast. I can't really keep up. I just wanna relapse. Just wanna, yeah. I think we've been moving too fast. Moving moving too fast.
Hello, John.
Moving too fast. I think we've been moving too fast. Moving too fast. I think we've been moving too fast. Moving too fast.
Real shit, I ain't got a lot to say. These games that we play only make our hearts ache, and we act like we ain't asked for this pain, and we act like we were willing to change, knowing damn well that we weren't, knowing damn well that we are cursed, knowing damn well how bad it hurts to expose yourself. Someone's too immersed in their own pain to go and fucking feel yours. If my heart wasn't broke, I'd have gladly healed yours, but this ain't real love. We are just children pretending to be grown, so maybe we can feel love, but this ain't that. It's delayed indifference, and I wish it was different, but it just isn't. We're both looking outside ourselves to try and fix the parts of our souls that have wandered up within us.
I think we've been moving too fast. I just wanna relax. I just wanna relapse. Just wanna think we've been moving too fast. I can't really keep up. I just wanna relapse. Just wanna die.
Melissa, hey.
And done. Oh, we have Melissa Purnell. Finally, she's back. Oh, now you're here, Melissa. You know, I was already like pumping you up for Friday and for Feelings Friday, where we share our feelings and share loves and all kinds of strange little things.
Or outfits.
Yeah, outfits and wigs. That's right.
Yeah, I saw that episode.
Hello, Melissa. And thank you, Rachel. So, we are here. I am welcome to love in the time of COVID-19, the Cali Cocktail Sipping Hour, which when this is over, it will be the Cali Cocktail Sipping Hour, and hosting a lot of. Sorry, I had to laugh at this because, I'm going to say it wrong every time. That's the thing.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
I say everybody's name. I'm sorry. I really apologize for that, everybody. But if I say your name one time wrong, it sticks in my head. I don't know what it is. And I have a very good friend, Marlo. Hey, Marlo, how you doing? Who also plays in a band with me, which is like, it's a shoegazing electronic glitchy band. So that's another word you need to realize. Chicano music is different. So
Chicano music,
yeah. So like I said, once again, I'm glad that you're here. I'm happy that you're here and you put your self on the line for me.
Well, let me add one more thing. I'm a really big fan of listening to artists talk, and I really enjoy it. I mean, that's all I do. I've gone to the point now where that's all I do is want to learn and talk about art. And so I'm constantly looking for videos of artists talking. And I told myself, if you really enjoy that, there has to be people too that may want to learn about some of the stuff you do, learn a little bit more than just seeing the images. And because I do, I mean, I that's all I do. I just look up artists and I want to hear them talk. So when I work, I have videos of if there's translations of some of the artists like Giacometti, great, I'll listen to it. Philip Custon's always in the background. Picasso, of course, is always in the background. Matisse, I wish he did more interviews. There's a compilation of very short videos that he did that were subtitled. There's one video I found of him, somebody who studied the interview that he did and broke that down. So I listened to that. Anything on Tate, at the MoMA, SF MoMA. And so all that was also pushing me to do this too. It's like, if as much as you like to learn about other people, maybe this can help. Maybe there's somebody who's more interested in learning more about who you are and these videos by doing these videos. As in addition to also trying to grow, like somebody put in the comments, getting out of your comfort zone is about growing. And I want to read you something from the Ruben had told me to watch the LA Classics documentary on Netflix, which I did. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a cool it's a cool little dive into Chicano art. And one of the people that would hang out at the studio said that life is about change, and change is what life is about. And and this is one of those things. Growing is life, and to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone, and that's where we're at right now. So, salute to that.
Yeah, salute to you and salute to everybody out there. And like I said, anybody want to come up here and or who has really good energy, because I we gotta admit some artists are kind of like jerks, right? Right? They are. They're asses,
Eagles and
right?
art? What?
No, you know what I mean. But to me, it's like they're all like lead singers, And so, but I really love good energy people. That's the truth, right? And I would love, to people that have good energy who want to share their stuff and be, wanting to help out in society, wanting to help out, give themselves to, you know, from what I believe art should do. Art should be something that you give to people, and you give to, like you create it for not be for yourself, but to share it to everybody else, to get them in a good, in a good space. That's my core belief, right? I'm not, but anyways, I think that that I would love to have anybody up here who would love to come up here and whatever you do is, I'm all about good people, and that's why I invited you on here, by the way.
Appreciate it, Roman. I think we met. I think we met in 2013, man. Was it 2013?
I don't know. I don't do time, so yeah. I don't. I get all confused. Talk to my family. They're like, "Root, you haven't seen me in 2 years." I'm like, "No, it's been like 4 months." They're like, "Ruben, it's been 2 years." I'm like, "Okay, well, guess what? I do cameos. Yeah, you don't get sick of me."
No, I think it was part of the artist project I did, and I think that was the very first time I met you. Yeah, in person. 'Cause I think we exchanged messages back and forth, but we didn't officially meet till around that time. And that was a good meeting. I met you in your studio.
Yeah.
And
I was probably a jerk too, huh?
No.
I think I was. I was like, "What the?" I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy trying to talk to me?" Right? Remember that? No, just kidding.
No.
We got a salute, so cheers to everybody. Salute.
Here. I got another one. A different brown sugar. Oh, Betty. Hola, Betty.
And we have someone else too. Look who else is here.
Of mutual friend. A mutual friend, yeah.
Yes, and also too, like this is also about just helping out everybody, right? We are from this community, and we should help each other out. So when this, go by Teferet right now, we're all hurting right now, in some way. I had to close our restaurant down. I had to let 100 people go in 2 days, and it was very sad for me because these are my family. It's everything's really hard for everybody. So yeah, so we appreciate everybody out here coming out here tonight.
Well, when things get sort of back to normal.
Hold on, what's this?
No, okay, hold on before we get to Marie. It's one thing about Makata. This wasn't something planned, but this is a necessity because I have a son, and when you have a son, coffee becomes like water, and so I started going to Tiferet around 2014. I think it was around 2014, and they're just great people, Makata and Sabrina, and that's my coffee place that I go to.
Yeah, and and it
have multiple locations, but I go to the one on H. And so does Ruben, in case you ever want to bother.
Yeah, so if you want to hang out, like we're here, we're there.
Yeah.
But we go back to good people, right? Yeah. Good people, good coffee, good energy, right? And that's why we go there. Now my friends go there too now. They fucking love it. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. But they fucking love it. Okay. So
it's a late show. We're good.
It's true, but they do, and I miss going over there. I miss hanging out, talking. I miss, there's a lot of things that I miss out there. And I want to go to John real quick because doing hair, he's a hairstylist. He's a great hairstylist, and he's a great person. I actually went, I didn't meet him, but we met up in Oaxaca. We had mezcal, we had for Dia de los Muertos, and it was great. Great to know John too. and Lupita, and I miss everybody. I really do. Um, so Marie's got something.
Let's not forget Marie. Here's your
Hurting,
salud,
got
Marie.
wine, no pain.
Salud,
But
Marie.
then it's almost 10 o'clock. Okay, well that's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon for me. But thank you.
We're on Corona time. There's no time.
Yeah,
We
there,
don't
there.
know what
And
it
you know what? Actually, there is no time. And everybody talks about vivid dreams nowadays. I've had the craziest dreams.
is.
You know, and I think that for everybody, um, it is a time. When I had a discussion with this, like it's a time where you have to deal with yourself, whatever you had, because our lives are so busy at some point. But now there's nothing to do but to deal with your anxieties or your
There's
your
no distraction.
insecurities. And I think that your dreams are part of that. And they will. If you don't think about it now, time is at a standstill, right? And so, anyways,
Well,
um,
that's a beautiful thing, right? That's
I,
about
I guess I
getting
changed. I
getting
changed.
comfort
Oh,
zone.
sorry.
Ruben?
I changed my name to Runbin. That's my old name.
Marie, how
So,
much wine have you had?
I know. See. Oh, drams. Oh my God. There's a wine going on out there, right?
Wow.
We got a couple of beers here, and
Yeah.
yes, we met at our first Muertos.
Yeah. And I
And
actually, the photo that John has is the photo I took, and it's a touching photo that he shares on his profile, and I'm glad he does. It means a lot. So thank you, John.
And Raquela, where's that one at? It's right here. Yes. So she's from Sacramento. She lived in LA, and she's moving back, right? And so we go to Teferet too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and that is our hangout. That's our hangout for a lot of people. But like I said, support the local independents. I don't know if everybody sees that. I mean, I run a restaurant, and I see that that the PPP, the stimulus package doesn't apply to really independents. All the people that are getting the stimulus money are big corporations. Surprise, right? Like they don't need that money. Who needs the money is everybody around here who are independents, are true independents, and are truly small businesses. So, and that's a shame. Hopefully they'll fix it, but what can you expect from from that? So, we have a question.
Right. Marie, come on.
Question is what are you drinking, Marie? Because
I come from a simple background. I'm beer.
so John says that is a
John, to you and sis.
see. We have a lot of stuff going on here. That a lot of dreams
Betty, another good friend, and a poet.
So, yes, a poet. Another, like I said, we have so many. I think like it's a strange time because you realize how. I mean, for me, I never realized how much artwork there is out there. I never realized how much the whole scope of the word art means. And I think people who will always say, "Well, I don't do art." I'm like, "No, you're cooking. It doesn't matter what you do in your job, in your life. You are an artist. It might not be painting, but it is something else. Whether it's accountant or whether it's like, what I mean, like, and that's what I think that people aspire to be. Or like they have time to see themselves now.
Well, the beautiful thing about this moment is, when we live through life-changing, world-changing moments like this, art has also exploded and it's changed. We had expressionism. So what's this going to lead to? So I'm excited about that. I want to be part of that, whatever that is. I have no idea what that's going to be. But this is going to change the art world too. And I'm looking for it. I'm always looking at whatever's out there to see how that's changing because I'm interested in it. Doesn't mean I'm going to be a part of it, but it's just great to learn about it because we've had these moments in life before and the history of in the history before, and there's always been a dramatic change in art. And so this is the positive thing about this whole ordeal is that it's going to change the art world and it's going to change it for the good. It's going to be something new and it's going to create a momentum. And so I'm excited to see that. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for whatever that is. I'm looking for it.
So, how was your experience so far? How
You
did it
know,
feel?
there's a famous meme about an artist before social distancing, during social distancing, after social distancing, and it's the same image of the same person doing the same thing. Um, I thought it was going to be like that, but I have a son, and him not going to school was a little tough because all of a sudden my studio time was cut, by like 80%. So that took some adjusting too, and luckily, my Yadira, my wife, we talked about it and we worked something out. But initially, though, it was hard because if I don't work physically and mentally, things change. And so we talked about it. We worked out a schedule, and I'm working. But I also recognize that I'm very privileged. I'm very privileged that I can do this. I can spend a lot of time doing this. And there's people out there that they can't. And and I recognize that. And this is another thing that I hope somehow helps in whatever way that can help those sort of people. But I'm still working through it, right? You have to. There was going back to that documentary you told me about, the LA Classics. It says the culture has to be stronger than the hate, and there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of negative, and so we got to keep working. That's what artists do, right? We can give you the darkness, but we can also give you the light. And I'm trying to be sort of, I'm trying to balance sort of some of that, right? We still have kids in cages, unfortunately, but some of us, we still recognize that we can do things like with me and my son. I can still cook with him. I can go to the grocery store if I need to. And so I'm trying to balance that out. But it's been really good. I mean, I recognize I'm at a privilege point, and I can't complain about that.
That's good. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for being on. We're gonna go to a song and then we'll have our what we call our goodbyes. Can you feel the virtual hug that I was giving you for about 2 minutes now? It's long, maybe uncomfortable at this point.
I might file a complaint.
Yes. Okay, great. Good. I wonder how that works in the future. Anyways, we're gonna go to a song. Thank you for joining us. Come next Friday at 9:00 for Love in the Time of COVID-19, the Cali Cocktail Social Hour, which is derived from Love in the Time of Cholera, which is a book you should read, and a very beautiful book that you need to read in this time. It turns out differently, but it's okay. So
Gabo's a beautiful author, man.
yeah. So we'll see what the song is. I don't know. We will be. Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll be back. 88.7 FM.
I'm gonna be right back, Ruby.
You don't know it, but I know.
Uh-oh. Sorry, we changed the song because the wine. It's the wine that truths everything. And Bridget, you should do your show, by the way. And if you want me to show you how to use this program, I would.
They sail away. Take a break or stay. Print a magazine. Build a house of trees. Don't be so afraid that you'll leave one day. We can watch the news. Midnight sun in June. The world is spinning around you and me under the sun. We'll always stay in this heavy, ecstatic sound where the seeds in the ground will be forever around. 'Cause what we're making will last forever. No lies, no faking. We're true like green, like Make a home for two. Make up characters in a novel too. Don't be so afraid that you leave one day. Just print that photo, babe, and we will always stay. The world is spinning around you and me under the sun. We'll always stay in this heavy, ecstatic sound where the seats in the ground will be forever around. 'Cause what we're making will last forever. No lies, no faking. We're true like rain, like the wind. No failing. There's only time. So make it worth it. Whatever story you're in,
Thank you, John. Thank you, Betty.
whatever story you're in,
Yes. Big abrazo for Thursday.
whatever story you're in.
It's called Mashi 7.
Ruben, can we do a quick shout out to Marie?
I think she's sleeping already. And she's not spelling right. I mean, I thought I was a bad speller.
She's a slurricane right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, just a quick little personal shout out to Marie. You know, she's a big reason too of why I'm where I'm at. You know, with photography and a lot of other things. So thank you, Marie. She's one of the reasons too why we were able to do the show La Lucha, Convergence of Identity at the Latino Center of Art and Culture. So I really appreciate that. She brought together artists like Bridget, Alejandra Osorio from Mexico City, Manuel, a local artist here and also professor, Sonia Fey, who I think now lives in New Mexico or Texas.
Santa Fe,
Which is what, New Mexico?
which is why it sounds the same as Santa Fe, which is weird.
Yeah. And then you know, Aida, local artist here from the beginning of the show, and so you know, I appreciate that. So I want to give a little shout out to her, even though she's misspelling some things.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question real quick before we leave. So you were, you know, a little bit, you know, not hesitant, but it was an hour, a little more than an hour now. But what did you think? Would you come back on if people wanted you to ask different questions, or what would be the thing?
I'll give you a Charles Bukowski response. He said,
I would like Andreas' response.
well, I like the way he said it. He said, I'll come in here because you have the questions and not because I have the answers. And that's, I was hoping for a little more questions, but that's all right. But yeah, if you want me to come back on, man, I'm fine. This was nice. It broke me out of my, you know, my comfort zone, and I appreciate that.
And anybody out there that you would, you know, like want people to go to check out their artwork too, you know, because, you know.
Yeah. I mean, this is also good medicine for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, for people that you know that know us, for friends that we have, it's nice to see each other and to hear the voices, right? Instead of just seeing an image and hearing silence. So I appreciate that. And that's another reason why I thought, okay, you know, let me try it, because to hear your voice, to see you in person, or to see you, you know, just live in a video feed,
Yeah,
it really did provide something, some sort of happiness that I didn't know I really needed, and so this was part of that.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, you know, if anybody's out there who wants, you know, I know Bridget wants to do a show, too, um, and I would, you know, like I said, I want to help people do their shows because I think the more that we do this, you know, the better that we are as a collective. You know, that we share everybody's artwork. You know, we talked about this. We share everybody what they're doing out there, and you know, I'm not gonna do one more plug, but you know, come by here Friday at 9 o'clock. You know, we do talk about more about, you know, we do. I mean, we have different people on here too. It's a different, you know, it's just everything's a hangout, right? Everything is a, you know, somewhere where we can get together. And I appreciate you coming out and, you know, like trusting that I'm not gonna give you some gotcha questions, right?
You're fair and balanced.
I'm all, tell me. I heard you call what's name an ass. Is that true? Well, you know.
Yeah.
But so
You can do
let me
a part two. That's cool.
yeah, so let me give you this last, you know, thing. Like I said, there's no questions here. I mean, it's all improv, right? It's all real, right? It's like I don't have any questions. I mean, you know, but
I have my washer and dryer behind me.
yes, and that's another one too, right? So,
Yeah.
any parting words for everybody?
Well, you know, I'm nervous, you know, doing this, but I'm also an open book. I like helping people, and you know, if anybody has a question, if they want to send me a message, I'm always open to share whatever I've learned. I just shared a post recently about birds and all these beautiful birds in the world and their colors, and trying to build those colors and study them. You know, because it's just a way for me to grow, but it's also, I think, a way for other people to grow, and so I'm always an open book in that sense. I'm never, when anybody has a question, especially about photography or painting, I try to give them as much as I can, because if everybody grows, in a sense, I grow too, and so that's what I'm pushing for. And so, yeah, if you have any more questions, hit me up on Andresa Diaz on Instagram, or send me a personal message on Facebook.
Well, thank you for coming out. We have time for the end of the show. And you know, appreciate you coming out and talking and let you know, letting your soul out, so to speak, and sharing with everybody what you know. And that's the thing. I think everybody, like I said, everybody can share everything with each other, and you know, we all have good, you know, good vibes here, and that's what we try to do. So thank you for coming out. Like I said, be here next Friday at 9 o'clock. And Friday is the only time we really are here all the time. The other ones are pretty much pop-ups that I'll do. So if you're interested in, you know, just hanging out, talking about stuff, and like I said, there's really no agenda, but the agenda is to share love and good vibrations and good, you know, good things to people out there. And Colleen, if you could hear me out there, I would love for you to come. And if you paint live, that's great. But I think you've been here enough to where we can get there. See, look. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second before we go. See, Colleen, perfect.
Yeah. Well, and then a quick little thing. Just, you know, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you everybody for listening, for the questions. And then just a quick little thing, you know, you don't need a big fancy place to work. Anywhere you can work, you can work. I have a small little studio space. You know, I'm cornered here by my friend washer and dryer. So you don't need a fancy place to work. That's another reason why I kind of thought about doing this. If there's anybody struggling with this idea that you need a fancy studio, that's not always the case, right? And so this was another example of kind of being a little more open and vulnerable and showing I don't have a fancy studio. You know, I wish I did, but I don't, and I still work. That's just, you got to do it. All right. If you need to work, you need to do it, and it doesn't matter where.
So rumor has it that you're wearing actually really tight shorts right now. That's what I heard. Bicycle shorts. Is that true?
Yeah, my old ass khaki shorts, and then my painting uniform is right here.
Well, thank you very much, and you know, we'll end that with the laugh. We'll end that with, you know, let's see if anybody else. Abrazos para todos. Mucho, mucho amor. Which, yes, Colleen, we would love for you to paint. Watch you because yeah. See, John loves that joke too. So we're not we're here to entertain too. We're not here to
This is improv, man.
Oh wait, see, washer and dryer. We got something going on here. It's washer and dryer, and we're gonna end with our theme song, which is California. Thank you for coming. Come here next Friday. Thank you, Andreas, for showing up. People loved you. We love you out there. This is for everybody out there. We appreciate you. And we are from Cali, so Cali love to everybody. And the city of trees. Gracias para todos. Cheers, Andreas. That was awesome. I still have a whole bottle. Show some more.
Yeah, quick plug-in. If anybody wants to come in, I had this in 2008. Just come in at this.
It's nice to see you in bloom again. Find ourselves together, my friend. It's our season until the end.
Leila, you're a little bit late.
In California, California.
Thank you, everybody. Show them.
Brandon Trainer, who grew up by
Walking through the city of
Black and
trees,
Latino.
beam of color like falling leaves. Te amo, California.
More popular photo.
Te amo, California. Te amo, California. Te amo,
Good night, Sarah.
California. Te amo, California. Con tu diversidad.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out.
Get in my car, I drive through the city. I feel alive.
Salud para todos.
As I head towards the sea,
Mucho, mucho,
your soul's
mucho, mucho
inside
amor.
of me.
It's nice to see you in bloom
You
again.
live inside me.
Find ourselves together, my friend.
California,
Sacramento, California,
Till the end.
artist.
In California, California.
Thank you, Daniel, for coming out. I miss you too, buddy.
oceans,
I know you only on Facebook. Hopefully one day we'll see.
city of stars and make believe. Te amo, California.
Yeah, I'm all California. And everybody else too. So we wrote this song because we love California.
Yeah, great song.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. And as they say in Chicano language, adios, good night, and then no mames and all that other stuff, right? Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time. We'll see you Friday. Good night, Andrea. Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, good night.